Have you ever wondered why some of the most brilliant minds in tech, immigrant founders who once believed the UK was the promised land for innovation, are now silently leaving? These aren't just any entrepreneurs. These are the creators of life-changing technology, developers of apps you might have used today, visionaries behind AI breakthroughs and platforms revolutionizing healthcare, finance, and education. They came with nothing but ideas, hope, and belief in the UK's promise that if you have talent and the courage to build something meaningful, you'll be supported. For years, the UK positioned itself as the next global tech hub, a Silicon Valley across the sea, inviting the world's sharpest minds with open arms. People came from India, Pakistan, Nigeria, Ukraine, Brazil, all chasing a dream. They launched startups in their bedrooms, pitched to investors in cafes, worked 16-hour days to build something real. And many of them succeeded. They created jobs for British citizens, paid taxes, brought in foreign investment, and contributed to the UK economy in ways few others could. But somewhere along the way, something changed. Quietly, silently, almost without warning. Immigration policies started shifting under the radar. Routes like the startup visa and innovator visa, once seen as golden tickets, became riddled with red tape and vague requirements. Visa renewals started getting rejected for minor technicalities. Home office responses became cold, robotic, and dismissive. Founders who had built successful businesses and secured funding were suddenly being told, "You have 28 days to leave the country." Just like that, years of work, gone. Not because of failure, not because of fraud, but because the system was never built to understand what a startup really is. You see, the UK immigration system favors stability, not innovation. It wants profit sheets, long-term leases, full-time employees, things a new startup simply can't provide right away. Innovation by nature is chaotic. It's unpredictable. It requires time, belief, and flexibility. But instead of offering that, the system demands perfection from day one. And when that perfection isn't shown, it shuts the door. Behind every denied visa, there's a human story, a real person, a real dream. Take Zara, for example, a health tech founder whose AI diagnostic tool saved the NHS millions by improving early detection of rare diseases. She built a team of 14 people, all of whom were UK nationals. She raised over £1.5 million in funding. But when it came time to renew her innovator visa, a minor documentation issue resulted in rejection. No appeal, no second chance. She had to shut down her company, lay off her entire team, and leave the country within weeks. Or Ahmed, an AI robotics engineer from Egypt who moved to Manchester, built a groundbreaking logistics startup and secured backing from two major UK venture capital firms. But during COVID, the company that sponsored his visa went bankrupt. His sponsorship was automatically voided. The Home Office didn't care that he still had a growing team, millions in contracts, or deep roots in the UK. He was told to leave or face deportation. These are not isolated incidents. This is the new reality. Across London, Birmingham, Manchester, and Leeds, immigrant founders are living in fear. Every day they check their email, terrified of receiving a letter that could destroy everything they've worked for. Some break down. Others fall into depression. Some stop innovating altogether, not because they've lost their vision, but because they've lost their faith in the system. It's a quiet tragedy, one that doesn't make headlines but is destroying lives and weakening the UK's future. Meanwhile, other countries are watching and welcoming. Canada offers startup visas with fast processing and support. The Netherlands gives immigrant entrepreneurs time and resources to build without pressure. Estonia, a tiny nation, has created a digital startup program that's attracting global founders by the thousands. They understand something the UK seems to have forgotten, that innovation is messy and those who dare to build need room to breathe. By contrast, the UK is sending a clear message, and it's not one of inclusion. It's a message that says, if you're not already successful, you're not welcome. And it's a message that's pushing the brightest minds to leave, and make no mistake, they are leaving, quietly, frustrated, heartbroken. And the UK will feel that loss, not just in its economy, but in its spirit. Because these founders weren't just creating companies. They were building futures. They were bringing diversity, global thinking, resilience, and creativity into a system that desperately needed it. And now all of that is fading away. There's also a deep emotional cost to this story. These immigrant founders didn't just come here to make money, they came to belong, to contribute, to be part of a society that values innovation and effort. Many brought their families. Their children grew up here. Some got married here. They called this home. And now they are being told they don't belong, that they were never truly welcome. Imagine that pain, the sense of betrayal, the confusion. One founder recently said, "I came here to build a better world. I didn't know I'd have to fight just to stay." These aren't criminals. They're creators, visionaries, people who want to make the UK better. And yet they are being driven out like unwanted guests. If this continues, what future does the UK really have? It will become a place of stagnation, not innovation, of protectionism, not progress. The next Google, the next DeepMind, the next SpaceX, they could have been born here, but they won't be, because the people who could have built them are being turned away, and we all lose because of that. This isn't just an immigration problem, it's a vision problem. The UK is forgetting what made it great: openness, ambition, and courage. If we shut the door on those willing to dream big, we don't just lose talent, we lose our future. So the question is, what kind of nation do we want to be? One that supports innovation, or one that shuts it down? One that builds, or one that breaks? One that welcomes the world, or hides from it? Right now the answer seems clear, but it doesn't have to be this way. There is still time to change, still time to rebuild trust, still time to embrace the very people who have the power to shape our tomorrow. If this story touched you, if it opened your eyes, if it made you think, then don't stay silent. These stories need to be heard. These founders need to be seen. And this conversation needs to get louder. So please, if you believe in fairness, in innovation, and in the power of dreams, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share this message. Because someone, somewhere, needs to hear it before it's too late.